on the basis of function arguments and function return type. There are again 4 types of these user defined functions. The first one is function with no argument, no return type. Second one is function with argument but no return type. Then third one is function with return type but no argument. And the last one is function with argument as well as return type. Getting? Means here function with no argument, no return. Means function is not having any argument. For function we are not passing anything. Means like this. Void let sum. We have already seen this example. Okay, in the previous session. That is sum and it is having only open close round bracket. Then what is this here? I am not passing any argument. Okay, and see again I am not returning anything to that function outside or anything from that function outside. That's why we have to write here void. We already discussed, if function is not returning anything outside, then we have to mention return type of that function as a void. This type of function is nothing but function with no argument, no return. Then how it is? See, suppose I want to do that sum function. I want to write that function definition for that sum function, and which comes under this category, that with no argument, no return. Then how to write it? See, in this way, no argument and no return means void sum, and here only open close bracket. Means whatever task of accepting those two numbers, whatever processing and whatever displaying that addition, everything we will do in this block only. From main we will not pass anything to that function. Again, whatever function output, that is whatever sum calculated, that will display here only, because we cannot write that outside. Means because we have mentioned here data type, that return type as a void, means this function is not returning anything. Means that whatever calculated sum again we will discuss here only in this function only. That's why in a main we will not catch that whatever written by that function, and we will not display in the main. How? See, here we will write all the code. Like, okay, see, whatever we want to do, like here we have declared 3 variables a, b, c, then we have accepted 2 numbers from user, we have done this addition, and we are just displaying the addition. Whatever task, whatever process of that addition, whatever input we are accepting here only, whatever output we are displaying here only, whatever calculation we are taking, we are doing here only. Means everything we are doing here. Means in main we will just call like this. Inside main we will just call like this sum, in this way only. Okay, at any point I will call it any number of times. Okay, means whenever we call this, control will come here, those 3 variables, for that space will get allocated. In that way everything will occur here. Means we are not passing anything to that function, and again this function is not returning anything outside. Whenever function is not returning anything outside, in that case we have to mention return type of that function as a void. This void is a keyword, and if we are not passing anything to that function, then don't miss this bracket. This parenthesis is compulsory even we are not passing to that function anything. Okay, means this parenthesis, empty parenthesis we have to put here and here also. This is a function call, that's why we have written here semicolon. Here this is just a function definition. And how to declare this type of this function, like void sum, only we will write like this and give semicolon. This is just a function declaration, function call and function definition. Here whatever accepting input, then calculation, and then whatever displaying output, everything we are doing in the same function only. That's why there is no need to pass argument to that function, and even no need to return anything from that function. This type of function is called as function with no argument, no return. There is no any compulsion that you have to follow the same thing. Means you have to compulsory use the same way, like function with no argument, no return. But whatever means a situation, as per that situation you have to use that type. Okay, no any compulsion. Some programmer will write like this, some programmer will pass argument to that function, any other programmer can return from that function, any programmer will display the function, whatever addition in the function itself. That is totally dependent on the situation of that means whatever where you are using that function, that situation matters here. If you want to do addition of two numbers, and if you want to use that addition somewhere in calculation in that main, then this type is not proper. Means whatever calculated addition, suppose you want to use here only in some other processing, then this type is not useful. Okay, here you whatever calculated addition you have to compulsory return. Okay, in that. Now see, function with second type is function with argument but no return type. Means we have to pass argument to that function, but it will not return anything. In that way also we can do the program. Like see here, function with argument. With arguments means here suppose two arguments we are passing, like integer a comma integer b, let. Okay, or see we will write here in function declaration it is not compulsory to write argument like int comma int. See here we are passing arguments but not returning, that is nothing but function with argument but no return. Here what should be done? Here see, here we will write like this 5 comma 6. In this way we can write. Again suppose I am calling sum 7 comma 9. Means this function, for this function we are passing these two values, but this function is not returning anything. We are not catching here and displaying here. Here whatever addition we will do here and display here only, but here we will not accept in that case, because we are passing whatever input to that function. That's why there is no need to accept here only. Now what we will do, here we will write that a and b as an argument. Now whatever passed, that 5 and 6 will get copied here only, 5 comma 6. Okay, in that way. Like here this is not needed in that case. Getting? Only c we will declare, and we will do the addition and we will display the addition. Now how it will work? See, 5 comma 6, these are the actual arguments that will get copied inside a and b. Here a b will be created and c also will get created. In a and b 5 and 6, here we can directly pass this constant values like 5 comma 6, or we can declare more variables here like p comma q and just accept values from user and store inside that p comma q and pass here p comma q. That is again fine. If you want to accept from user, then you can use that. Okay, means you can declare here those variables and you can fetch values from user, and those p and q, those variables you can pass here as an argument. Okay, but here just I am passing fixed values like 5 comma 6 that will get copied here in a and b. Then in c, whatever addition 5 plus 6, that is 11, will get stored and that will get displayed. Again here we will come, this will get erased. Okay, that space will get freed. Now next, again we are calling the same function, say 7 comma 9. Again control will come here. In that a, 7 will get copied, in that b, 9 will get copied, and then in c whatever addition will take place and will get displayed. In this way also we can write a function. Means here we are passing argument, but this function is not returning anything outside. Whatever output that is displayed only inside that function. Okay, this is the second type. Means function with argument but no any return type. Now the next function type is function with return type but no argument. Okay, what is this? Function with return type means function is returning something outside but no argument is passed to that function. Actually this is not used normally. Means here how we will write, we are not passing to that function anything. That means function with no argument, but it is having return type, let it is integer. In this way, means here I will write like this, integer c equals to sum. Means first time I want to do sum. Okay, or we will write like this, printf sum equals to or addition equals to %d comma sum. In this way also we can call the function. Okay, whatever return value here only that will get copied and directly displayed in this printf, through this printf. Now here we are not passing anything to that function, that's why this parenthesis will be empty, but we have to return that integer value from this function, that's why here integer will be there. Now see int c we have to declare for addition, and that a and b we have to accept here only, like printf enter the two numbers and then scanf. Okay, we are just calculating here, but don't display here. Why? Because here we have written like int is the return type, means we have to return that addition from this function. Here I have just placed comment. Okay, and I will write like return, let's see whatever calculated. Okay, now what will happen here? Sum equals to execution will start here. Sum equals to %d comma sum. Here we have called that function. Automatically control will go here. Here three variables will be created like a, b, c. Then two values will be accepted from user like 2 and 5. Suppose user is entering, that addition will be taken place, and that whatever result 5 plus 2 7 will get stored inside that c, and that will get returned from that function and will get replaced here. That's why you will get displayed onto the output screen like sum equals to 7 in that way. Okay, as per user input the result will get displayed. This is the third type, that is function with return but no argument. Getting function with return but no argument. And the last one is function with argument as well as return. Means what? We have to pass something to the function, it is again compulsory, and function is returning something outside. Both are there, like argument as well as return, means return type will be there, name of the function is sum here, and we have to pass two values to that function. This is the function declaration for this type, like function with argument as well as function with return, both are there. Means here to that function we have to pass arguments, it is compulsory, and from that function we have to return the value whatever result. Inside that function we are not displaying that output. Getting? Now how to do that? Okay, now see here, whatever task of that function, means whatever accepting that number from user, then display that output, whatever everything we will do inside that function, inside that main, and we will just pass whatever input to that function, and processing will be done with that in that function only. Okay, how? See here we will declare those three variables. Now see what we have done here, we have to pass argument to that function as well as return. That's why whatever arguments we want to pass, that we have accepted from user in the main only, and we are just passing those arguments a and b, whatever values of that a and b will get passed here. Okay, now that a and b, suppose user is entering 2 and 5 here. Okay, that value of a is 2 and value of b is 5. That 2 and 5 will get passed here and will get copied inside these formal arguments 2 and 5, and then whatever result, that 2 plus 5 will get calculated, and that result will get returned from that function. That's why we have mentioned here return type. Okay, now 7 will get returned and that will get copied inside C, and that result sum equals to 7 will get displayed onto the output screen. In this way also we can write a function with argument as well as with return.